What? You said what? The president did what? Oh man, that's all good, baby.
Oh, Lord. So an exciting double header for you this Friday evening. Lima Sopawanga waiting the instructions to commence action here at this delightful stadium in New Plymouth. It's been a fine day, as Pod mentioned. Just a brief shower prior to the commencement of play. It will spoil nothing. And McBride just reminding Sopawanga to make sure his players are well back behind the line. It's something they're watching very carefully. A couple of free kicks conceded already this season for that offence. No repeat here.
Okay, thank you.
And we're underway. Friday night football in front of an ever-growing crowd here.
Right through clearly, and
Taranaki first touch inside the 22. Just want to be very careful maintaining this ball in the wet. Vito gets underneath Smiley's kick, takes it well, and they're quick to spread it. Sopawanga, the link man, looking for a gap in the Taranaki defence, which doesn't exist at the moment. They press up. Vito buries his head, gets to the turf. Wilson away. Very flat pass, well, a forward pass, I'd have to call it that. Matuhu wasn't complaining. Got to advance the ball, but they're still not outside their own territory, Wellington. Good defence by Taranaki. They stopped Wellington going anywhere until the kick came in. And Baker's clearance will take play up to the 10-metre line. A very accurate start for the home side, Paul.
Yeah, definitely. You know, Wellington looking to keep the ball there. Taranaki playing with three guys back and not really seeing the space. And you know, well taken by Kurt Baker there, and a line out on the 40-metre mark.
No balls on it.
So long time out for the hooker. Broke his arm against the Stormers. See, it's well strapped up there. Hasn't affected his throwing though. Got it accurate. Wilson fired it out, and that's the sort of ball the backs just love. Treby in particular, bursting onto the ball. Wilson, a quick recovery. The grubber kick through. Maholo, well, he's stepped his way out of trouble, bullocked his way out of trouble, in fact. He's done well. Smiley, well protected. Clearance kick from Brooks, solid. And once again, we're back to the line-out.
Good move there from Wellington, hitting and switching, looking to find the Taranaki big fellas on the blind, and you know, just nudging it through and putting the pressure on the slippery ball.
Again to the front of the line-out. Navavi providing the ball. Trying to clear it out. It was Reddish, and it is available for the visitors. Up to and over the 22-metre line. Some progress at last for Wellington on attack. Just showing good patience around the fringes. And then a counter ruck by Taranaki. Not quite so successful, almost. Wilson frees it to Sopawanga, the backs in action. Bateman 3/4 of the way through the tackle. He'd get the pass away to Treby. He put it on the deck, but it wasn't an easy one to catch. A slight chink in that Taranaki defence.
Wellington forwards really asking the question of the Taranaki forwards there, going around the edges and trying to suck the backs in and then going a little bit wider.
Certainly Wellington, all the intention to play the ball in hand game. Said slightly disappointed that we had that shower of rain just before kick-off, so it'll just mean that they need to be more accurate. Certainly doesn't seem to have dented their enthusiasm in terms of that approach early doors.
So Wellington with the weight advantage, scrum time, mainly in their front row. Schwalger and Tumunga Allen about 10 to 15 kgs heavier than their opposites.
Bind.
Early engagement.
there.
The next one becomes a penalty. This one a free
Height
kick.
from you, please. I want some height from you in that crouched position. Okay, bit more height. Too low. Yeah, I do want it there. That was a tad far apart, eh?
Referee communicating early with what he expects the scrums to look like.
A bit closer, please.
With these new rules, it's going to take a little while for the players to get used to it, but they do have to have air on air, and they've got to get nice and close so they can get that bind up, and hopefully we won't see these scrums going down.
Just looking for scrum stable and parallel. Crouch, bind, set, the new instructions.
Crouch. Bind. Set.
This becomes a penalty, so
Shoulders below your hips.
the front row of Wellington penalised, in particular John Schwager. Schwager's desperate for Wellington to go through and win this competition. He's got 5 losers' medals in the final. And it's kick. It's a good one.
Good to see a guy like Johnny Schwager back. Obviously been in France playing his footy for the last few years, but you know, great experienced man, and good to see him back in Wellington colours.
Marshall's throw. It's a stray. He's been working hard on his line-out throws, says the young man. Didn't get that one right.
I'll be fairly disappointed with that, but you know, the young fella just got to forget about that and move on.
Right up to it, guys. Right up to it, please. Go closer. Your prop's too far away. He's telling me that.
They'll get an opportunity here, Wellington, to repeat, albeit 20-odd metres back, but Joe Hill assumed the position just to the right of Lima Sopoanga. Same formation they had at the previous scrum where they were penalised, so opportunity to get it right.
Set. Yes, 9.
Wilson getting the call from McBride to feed the scrum, which is now under pressure. Taranaki, a great shove. The net result was the number 8 Thompson coming up with the ball. And that's a points victory for the home side. Taylor not able to bust through, but the ball available to Smiley. Plenty of numbers, but the defence superb from Wellington. Drive and tackle. Ball turned over, and that's a great response after the scrum being savaged.
Great scrum there, boys, from Taranaki. Michael Collins wasn't happy with the scrums last week, and obviously he's done a fair bit of work with them this week, and really paying dividends here early on.
It's his bind, yeah? It's his bind then, that one. Yeah? His.
Vito with a huge tackle.
And there you see Smiley, look, never really in an onside position at all, just lurking around, puts the hand in there just to add to his woes. Wellington will get the opportunity. First points.
Sopoanga.
Apart from that shower of rain, conditions ideal, no wind, surface is good. No other influences on this for Sopoanga.
A checkered career in Super Rugby, mainly due to injury. He's got continuous play, so you'll want to put in a full season of ITM Cup football. He slips over, and the consequence is pushing the ball to the left of the uprights, to the delight of the hometown supporters. Can't really blame him for that. It happens. It's opposite. Brooks puts plenty of distance on that. Sopoanga. It's a chance to initiate something with a very high kick, which is contestable but taken superbly by Kurt Baker. Never looked like missing it under pressure. Unfortunately, when he hit the ground, it might have fallen the wrong way. Ball was available, but it was a ruck, so no hands, please, gentlemen.
Just poor discipline here from Taranaki. You know, there are a couple of 50-50 calls, you know. Obviously, they think it's out, but they're going for it, and it's just keep putting them under pressure.
Marks the mark.
Yeah, Jared Hoyata protesting his innocence here. Certainly his argument that he was onside, no doubt about that, but it was a ruck situation there. See Baker, the good take, and good pressure. Yeah, controlled, and look at Hawata, no issues there, but then it is a ruck situation, and he leans down, picks the ball up, and that was his crime.
Far more difficult attempt here. Sopoaga certainly got the distance. Seen him kick many a goal from around about the halfway. He'll be conscious in the back of his mind that that plant foot just might not be as secure as normal. The last couple of years kicking goals at Forsyth Bar Stadium, it's somewhat different. That one has direction, distance and style, and 3 points attached.
Oh, nice little adjustment from Sopoaga. The kicking action, the plant foot. Stuck it in the ground, made sure it was firm, and brought the right foot through, swinging. As you said, Tom, no issue with the distance. Got the radar right, and Wellington first points.
Taranaki, though, have been very much in this match. Conscious of their slow start last week and Wellington's fast start. And trying to keep the play. Nata in particular inside the 22, not quite able to manage that. Wilson passed back inside the 22, so they're compelled to work it into a breakdown situation so they can kick it out. Schwalger took it to the ground. They're just trying to make it available because Wilson is not. Waiting for someone to set themselves for the kick, and the clearances are good. And back to halfway we go.
Yeah. Thank you.
Taranaki haven't really been in Wellington's half, and they just, they just really need to win this line-out ball and look after the ball and get a bit going for themselves.
This time, no problems for Thompson to take that and pull it in. Line-out throw was good. Smiley set for the box kick and obliges. Chaser was Ormond. And he's been judged to have tackled just a fraction too early.
Well, Ormond protesting here in this situation, Tom, that he thinks he was competing for the ball. Kane McBride, the referee, says, no, you weren't.
Hey? He grabbed him before he got the ground. I don't need to.
Well, the replay will tell all. I'll let Paul be the judge.
Yeah, he definitely took him in the head, and he did well to come down with the ball actually, and it kind of looked like he did compete for it,
but not really. Wellington running it. Oh, pass mile forward to Treeby. It could set up a try that would have upset Taranaki. It'll be Joe Hill with 5 points against his name, but a big question mark over that last transfer. A try under the bar for Joe Hill, but some concern
Guys,
over one of the passes.
Check. There's something we want to look at, all right? Yeah.
Well, that was certainly propelled forward out of the hand.
Well, the stand behind me, fellas, is about 3/4 full. Primarily, obviously, with Taranaki supporters, and they certainly let it be known what they thought of that pass.
And Paul, that's just what you don't need, isn't it? A break like that.
No, definitely not. Especially after last week. They're trying to start well, and they're down by 10 points. 10 points already, and it's a bit of a kick in the guts of the Taranaki team. But they've got to get the ball and get back into the game. They just need a little bit more possession. Well,
irrespective of whether the pass is forward, it was a great line from Treeby. Back on the angle, wrong-footed the Taranaki defence.
Wellington are feeling a little more comfortable. They've been down on that 22, picked up points, regular occasions, and a ball in hand. Looking after it well too. It's Wilson to Natai. Didn't he have a fine Chief season? And the confidence is there for all to see. ran that out by some 30 metres. It's another slip pass through the tackle. Proctor. Taranaki just need to shore up their defence and stop Reddish, but not after he gains a few metres more. Everybody working hard. Lavavi. And Luis Filippo. Bit more work for Tumunga Allen to do to try and free it up for stand-in half-back Hill. It's the kick behind. We'll find some space, but too much of it. And some reprieve for Taranaki. So we'll get the throw of the line out just on their side of halfway.
Once again, Taranaki with 4 back on defence, and Sapuanga, instead of kicking it, keeping the ball in hand, and it's most probably a good option because they are seem to getting some good wave and through the Taranaki defence.
Marshall's throw. Thompson, the recipient. Smiley smashed in the tackle, but does particularly well under huge pressure. Made it safe. Marshall there to help him out, along with Broadhurst. Joe Hill with the tackle, but it remains Taranaki possession. They'll get a chance to grab a bit of extra territory courtesy of the penalty. And admission of a mistake there from the Tu'u. Big day for this young man, Dan Brooks. Paul?
Yeah, he's been around the club scene for a while. Brooksy, he plays for the Southern Club, and they had a win this year, and it's good to see him get a start for Taranaki. He's been here a while, and it's good to see these club players getting a run.
Well, a parry off the top of the line out, and nothing that Titchens could do to try and control it, despite best efforts. The line out's just a little erratic, a little untidy at the stage.
Yeah, a fair bit of pressure from Wellington there. You know, it's good defence, but, you know, Taranaki have just got to, you know, have a bit of confidence in the hooker and most probably go to the back a bit. You know, they're not really marking at the back, so, you know, just have the confidence to let the ball go and hit the men that are open.
Closer. Sure. Yes, thank you.
Broadhurst there, one of the experienced heads now. And
straighten that hole, eh?
Ian Boyata. Not a first-class football between them these days.
Bind. Sit.
Great shot of the scrum. We didn't get a chance to see the feet that went straight to deck.
A little battle, this one.
Yeah.
On their side here.
Yeah, gap was much better. Yeah. Make sure we're staying high on that side.
Is he one up against?
Make sure we're staying high on that side, please.
Bogger already pinged once for dropping the shoulders below the hips.
The gap was good, hooker.
That occasion, a measure of his opposite, but it's a great battle, that one.
Blocks in. Crouch.
High again. Taranaki somewhat lower than Wellington. It's all matched up even now.
Sit. Yes, 9.
There's the tunnel. Nice quick foot hook. Kick through. Proctor chasing. There's cover aplenty. Baker will do nothing else and make it safe.
Good training move there from Wellington, you know, just putting the pressure on Taranaki. Great scrum from Wellington, and, you know, just rolling in the corner and asking questions of the Taranaki defence.
Oh, lovely weight on the kick too, wasn't it, Paul? They go quickly from the line out, Wellington.
Yep, Sapuanga. He's having it out to Bateman, and they're bringing in Proctor from the other wing. Sapuanga to distribute to Wilson this time. Filippo, midfield. Choices left and right for Wellington. Ngatai coming up from fullback and chiming in. And just, oh, clever play. Keep it in the field of play without any room to spare. Tumunga Allen. Wellington controlling all the position at the moment. Biding their time. Navavi. Any power in those shoulders. Wilson. Schwelger. Forwards and backs alike taking it up. Looking after the ball. Oh, a lovely pass from Vito. And Adam Hill precariously close to the line. Taranaki defence sure to be tested in the next few minutes. Firstly by Tumunga Allen, then by Reddish. And the try forthcoming. They're going to have another look at it.
I want to check that foot pass.
But Filippo's confident that Wellington have 2 tries to their name.
Great offloads from Wellington. You really put in pressure on Taranaki defence. And the last one wasn't fought. I don't think this one's going to be called, boys.
Less likely, you'd have to say.
Rob Lord, the TMO, on the sideline here. We'll get his first look at it. The offloads that created the opportunity. He was busy too. The build-up was Tumunga Allen. There's the first transfer that I look at. There's the second transfer. Tough angle to see.
Superb support play by Wellington of the ball carrier. And someone on the shoulder. Every transition.
I'm happy with that. Here's the question one. I'm happy with that too. I'm with you, Paul. That's a try.
Just his ability here, they're sucking in 3 Taranaki players and managing to get the ball away, and you know that's asking a lot to do for other defenders around. So you know, Taranaki have got to be strong on the defence and hit them with their shoulders a bit more.
So I think Taranaki going to have a few complaints here. This one, there's nothing absolutely positively showing a forward pass, so I think the points are Wellington's. Let's see if TMO agrees.
Using many words, so I use many words to say try. So and say he's using many words, which doesn't add up to try, but it does.
And Sapuanga all set for the conversion. So 5 quickly becomes 7 more for Wellington's cause. By 15-0. Allen's so strong in that tackle, pulling in 2 defenders.
Well, he's evolved on numerous occasions. Multiple phases for Wellington there.
Taranaki racing. What a deficit now.
We're right now anyway.
Vito.
Hold plus feet.
Knew he was under pressure. Did the right thing. Sapuanga grabs 50+ metres. Taranaki have to attack from afar through Baker. And he is capable of carving a hole. Almost did so. Smiley. Now, they must be adventurous. They need some tries, Taranaki, for their confidence and to erode the difference. Going about it the right way. Carmichael. Up to the 10-metre mark. Smiley demanding the ball. Comes his way. Cleaver, both the Taranaki props now contributing. And here's Reece Marshall. Obviously got good ball skills. Thompson, Smiley. Broadhurst. Smiley again. This is better from the home side. Brooks took it to ground and took no risks.
Advantage, back offside.
Carmichael again into the fray. And at last, a chance for points for Taranaki.
He's way out here. Number 3, black offside.
What would you be calling, Paul?
I'll talk to you
about points.
Yeah, I think they need the 3. You know, they need to calm down a bit and have a bit of a suck and have a bit of a chat from their leaders. But you know, that's much better from them. They're asking questions of Wellington defence, and you know, I mean, they in the multiple phases, and hopefully we can have the 3 points.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's the key, isn't it? Haven't really had field position at all, have they, Paul? Haven't had a lot of possession either, so you're right. They've got to maintain possession.
Yes.
To challenge this Wellington Lions defensive system, which they haven't had the opportunity to do, but some points would be nice reward for that effort. Ray Taylor in this 13 jersey. Accomplished goal kicker. Well, how's he go? It doesn't get better than that, does it?
he was one of 6 kickers in last week's action to score 100%. I know he only had 2, but got them both. And Willie Repier, 7 out of 7, the best of them. So the goal kicking has started strongly for Taylor, and it continues that way. He was confident at the moment it left his boot, and rightfully so. Asked Taranaki a reward for their effort. Sopawonga then goes deep. No intention of trying to get it back, waiting for Thompson to run it. One super game to Thompson's name this year. On a full contract, so he's making progress. He wants to shine against others contending positions in the Hurricanes. Here is Sopawonga and Proctor. Bateman nowhere to go, but still struggles his way into enemy territory. Can't get the pass away because a player offside was Naholo.
Number 11. Come on. Go.
Sopawonga just looked straight at the sideline. He knew maybe on the angle a metre or two too far for his goal-kicking range. Big crowd here today.
You have to wear
a lot sitting in the grandstand on the camera side.
4.
They've turned out in numbers.
5, yeah.
Support their side who need that. Philip Wilson. Quick with ball out of hand today has Wilson. Lavavi makes it a little bit hard for him to pick it up in a rare fumble. But advantage already being played. And the 3 points Taranaki secured moments ago. And little if Sopawonga steps up and slots this one.
What do you want?
Just piggybacks there from Taranaki, you know, giving away 2 penalties straight away there, and given the 3 points that we've just talked about. So it's fairly disappointing
really
so far.
Quite silly penalties. Offside number 11. Number 7 was in the wrong side.
Well, Cameron Bright's summed that up quite nicely, hasn't he? For Taranaki.
Let's not have it
Ball,
continue.
silly penalties. Titchens that time just lurking on the Wellington side of the breakdown, and then just gives the ball a little knock with his foot. Spotted by Bright, so he's given him a warning to Taranaki.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Andrew here, and welcome to another tutorial.
Victor Short off the tee. Who exudes confidence. Doesn't let a knockback hold him back. Concentration. Going to restore the lead to 17 points. But doesn't achieve it on this occasion. So that man there, Naholo, who gave away penalty earlier. Put it in some field position for Wellington. He'll be happy that his team has come away without conceding any further points. A long kick from Brooks by Bateman, and able to return the favour. Baker's positional play today has been exquisite.
You can go before he gets in.
And that very impressive Palmerston Boys High School team that included Aaron Cruden, Hadley Parks, Taylor, Baker. Not a bad backline. The school team.
No, they definitely produced some players down in Palmy. They've had most probably a rough season for their quality of standard this year, but you know normally they're a fairly good team.
Get in.
Two halfbacks.
Get in, or you get out. You go then.
A bit of advice from the referee to avoid the stoppage through penalty. Overthrown. And it's just what Taranaki wanted. Titchens jumping on that. And Brooks away. But Asuma could only go down on the ball. And Baker, well, they just shuffled the ball across the field. Wellington came up and the defensive line never pierced.
Well, it was good line speed on Wellington too, Tom. Defensively, Sapuanga initially out of the line, putting pressure on. The second time, and Taranaki just, as you say, drifting sideways and essentially giving possession of the ball back to Wellington.
Thank you.
A lot of line-out options for Wellington. They threaten with Vito, but it's Filippo that got the hand to it, and Vito with a tidy-up job. Harvey proving more than a handful. Woodhurst with another tackle. Made a few today. Vito, Lavabi's help. Good chance there for Barrett to rob them, but he was on his own. He got out-muscled. Lack of a plan there. Has handed it to Reddish. And this time the forward pass has been awarded in an ironic cheer, to say the least.
Know their footy here in the Taranaki, don't they, Paul?
Our last
The work up until this point was very good from Wellington on the pick and go on the one-off runners, and then just a little bit of a big lack of communication. And Frey Wilson just wanted someone to give them ball to. Saw big Mark Reddish standing in front of him quite literally and gave him the ball.
Stand straight in that
Yeah, that one's pretty clear and obvious, that one, and you know, Kane got that one. Thank goodness.
Wilson's been so decisive at halfback. He's had options left and right and picked the right one on most occasions. Time a little flummoxed. Smiley, yep, still time to put it in. Thompson off the back. He'll run it at the gap. And Vito gets across very quickly indeed to shut him down, but only temporarily. Lavavi smashes Smiley. But the nuggety halfback won't be dispossessed. Brooks on the run. He's had a couple of wee dabs, hasn't broken through cleanly yet, but obviously keen to take the line on, suck in some of those defenders, create some chances somewhere else in the back line. Smiley gets that away quick enough, but to nobody. And Baker spent all evening tidying up. Does so again.
You're not self-supporting yourself. You're going off your feet onto your arms.
A good result in the end for Taranaki, but again under pressure from Wellington. Defensively, big Mark Reddish down in back play for Wellington, making his way back into play, so he seems to be all right, but again, look at that pressure from Wellington. The ball carrier's face here, and then just right there, losing their feet, trying to recycle the ball, affecting the turnover. Wellington. Now Taranaki have field position.
Right about Sapuanga. He's leading the charge. Whenever that back line comes up on defence, he's right up there making the first tackle. He'll be called upon again. They keep it close this time. Now the backs have an opportunity, but there's Sapuanga. Makes life difficult for the inside backs of Taranaki. Smiley thought about a run himself. Decided to get it. He's up though to pop the pass to Marshall. Got only an inch or two further upfield, but no mistakes. Ball retained. Belasuma. Taken by Hill. Smiley. Thompson
Get on that offside line,
in
matey.
unison. Sapuanga around the ankles. Taranaki Hoyata, and much better with Borders flicking it on to Marshall. Good understanding between those three. Here's Brooks, he's found the gap and he's taken it. A great break from the number 10. The line opened up, and what an inspirational run that may prove to be. But the first five will look up and see that they haven't kept the ball.
Blackballs were going forward.
But promising signs from the new pivot.
seen him take it to the line a couple of times tonight, and you know, I mean, people just holding off him a bit, and he's had a real crack there and made a great line break.
Well, players out to the right of them, two.
Yeah.
Oh, they were both backs too on the right-hand side. The hands went up from both of them. Is there eventually where it broke down for Taranaki, just in the contact. Couldn't quite recycle the ball there. Wellington got in, got good numbers over the ball and affected the turnover, but a very good line break, Daniel Brooks.
And if you fancy yourself as a pundit, check out www.allblacksgameon.com, the official picks game of the ITM Cup running this season.
Oh, Nick, is it?
Maridish again getting some attention, so clearly not 100%.
How were your picks last week, Pod?
Yours.
Not bad, actually. Not bad.
Did you take North Harbour?
Your Southland mob let me down.
So you didn't take Harbour. Coming up later, 8 o'clock, the Shield Challenge, Waikato Otago. Haven't had the Shield since 57, I think it is. That's a long time.
Oh, let's go.
What a crowd the following week. And also, 1 o'clock, the Auckland Secondary Schools 1B final. Plains College against Dilworth School. It's proving very popular on Sky. The college rugby, Tasman against Canterbury, 2:30. 125th anniversary for Tasman. Tasman, of course, beating Canterbury in the first round last year.
Yeah, come on, I want it close, guys. Let's go back, let's go back.
Defensive scrum for Wellington. And we've seen that Taranaki applied pressure early in the day and overturned a scrum put in. I'd love to do the same here.
Bind. Sit. Yes, no. Not straight.
Not straight, so they get the ball back, Taranaki. And they love where it is. And they'll take a scrum for sure.
Straight. Not
It's the Brains Trust.
Work hard now, boys, work hard.
Oh, big opportunity here, isn't it, for Taranaki? Set piece. Scrum time options left and right. They've gone the 4-2 split straight away. Have Taranaki and got plenty of players that are capable. Baker out to the right, Jackson Orman. They just need a good solid platform here. Blade Thompson off the base of that scrum, running with ball in hand as an option as well.
Sit.
Smiley will be conscious to get the ball in. And this time it's
Head and shoulders.
the Taranaki front row accused of getting the head and shoulders too low. We saw a penalty against Wellington for the very same thing. It wasn't good timing as far as the hometown team is concerned. Worked hard to get into this position.
They'll be fairly disappointed with that. You know, prime opportunity just before half time to you know, get a 7-pointer.
Really no tie.
Well, you can have all the best intention in the world, but
Yes.
got to get first things first. Get the seat piece right. And you're right, Paul, big opportunity lost there for Taranaki.
Well, perhaps they'll contest this, but they don't. Vito has it on a plate
Now.
for Wilson. He puts the kick up high and there's chases. And it's taken with some assurance. Ormond was high and took it down quickly. And the little fumble from Pelasuma. And the handling's been pretty good considering the damp conditions here. Shake of the head.
He'll be fairly disappointed with that. You know, it wasn't really much on and they were just shoveling it out. Actually, would have been better to bang it down there and ask questions of the Wellington attack coming back.
I'd like to be vindicated by the stats, just 3 handling errors, which I think Pod is pretty good considering that late shower before kickoff. This is one time Taranaki do not want to concede any further points. In sight of half-time, held Wellington of late.
Bind.
made a breach or two of the Lions' defence. Then Vito to Sapawanga, who juggles, pulls it in with Bateman's help. There's a double round, the kick, the chase from Hill, and it was beautifully judged to Joe Hill in terms of pace of the kick, but the cover was up to the task.
Yes, he did touch
Great cover from 9 there, Chris Smiley, you know, really showing his wheels and his experience to get back there and save what may have been a fairly spectacular try.
Absolutely no room in which to play that ball. Hill kicked it dead straight. But, Smiley aware to the threat. Averted any danger, Taranaki, so far, of a late concession of points. Wilson, Vito, his work rate is astonishing. Varvey not far behind him in terms of carries and explosive carries at that. Pass not the best, but Treby does well to retrieve the situation. Sapawanga, Vito and Schwalger combining this time, and we've got a tackle offence and a shot at goal coming up. I'm sure that Wellington would enjoy if they can't make more of the advantage in the next moment or two. Reddish pulled down and Cleaver. Wilson. Advantage over! Advantage is over to some relief of Taranaki if they can make this safe, and Ormond does exactly that.
Just Wellington forward so strong in the contact area, especially with ball in hand, getting over the advantage line very easily and recycling the ball, and you know, Taranaki not really competing enough at the breakdown for me.
To go. On the clock, thank you.
2 minutes, and it'll be a survival of 2 minutes for Taranaki. They'll be just quite happy with the scoreline, I would say, at half-time, given the position they're in at the moment. Reddish, still no contest. Varvey getting it closer. Wilson driving. The little halfback getting closer by the moment. Schwalger sees it. Well, there's a claim by Wellington of a try. It doesn't mean it'll be awarded.
Stand up, stand up. Yeah, I'm going to check. Rob, you there?
Looks like Filippo is looking for two.
Grounded on the line. Can you give me a reason why I should not award the try, please?
And that doesn't all go well for Taranaki's claim that there was no try, because McBride has already seen the ball on the line, so he's just looking for confirmation. What an end of the half it will be for Wellington if they're successful. Get the support from the TMO. What can you see, Paul?
Not much so far.
Remember the question. Can you give me a reason why not to award the try? So for a knock-on or a clear offence of some kind. The question was try or no try. I think there might be a different result, but you can see where the referee is. He's had a poke round the corner. Much more to show the TMO at the moment, so decision pending, I would say.
No, I saw it. I was checking for the reason why
The news is not going to be good for Barrett.
So, thank you.
And that's confirmed by Kane McBride. It's Wellington on the knock of half-time. Scores the try. Timing couldn't be better from the visiting side. I think Filippo, he was the closest to the ball.
Number 5's going off the concussion test. I don't know if Joe needs to tell the doctor.
Sapawanga. so good in this area of the game and general play. Very influential figure. Good ball transfer on attack. High tackle rate. Solid off the tee, Mr. Couple. This is another.
We've got time for the kick-off here.
Wellington retain their 22-3 lead. Conversion missed.
Thank you.
In time for one more phase of play before the break. Reddish is off for a concussion test, so you won't see him for the rest of this opening 40. Knocked on. Hit Schwelger, but he didn't intentionally play it, so I don't think it's a penalty advantage. It'll just be a knock-on. Fires out in the tackle. The advantage has already been played, so Wellington quite happy. Put it into touch. Have a breather at half-time. A job well done as far as they're concerned. They posted 3 tries to 0, and they have a very handy 22-3 lead. A quick word from Paul about the performance so far. Wellington, the better of the two.
Yeah, definitely. You know, I think their forwards are really rolling up their sleeves and getting the work done, getting in behind the Taranaki defensive line, taking them on around the edges, and giving the backs a go-for ball that they need to make the advantage line.
Podsworth, Tim Bateman, sideline.
Oh, Tim, good finish to a pretty good first half.
Yeah, it was. I think we've got to keep it going. It's a bit slippery out here, so we've got to keep it pretty tight. Try and be smart with our territorial play and yeah, keep it going.
Any work-ons?
There's always work-ons. Our D, we're giving away a few penalties, so I think it's keeping them in the game. So tighten that area up and trust our D will be right.
It's been good so far. Keep it up.
Thanks, mate. Cheers.
Yes, Wellington have carried on the good work from round 1. They lead at the break here against Taranaki 22.
Really, the player haters too?